Welcome into episode 19 of Reminiscing with Shady. I'm Shadylikeatree here, and here we have NHL 98, the true hockey game in its great fashion. I've played NHL 98, 2002, and I believe 2004, and of them, this is probably my favorite. Very fast-paced game, a lot of action, a lot of going on. Before we get into it, the gameplay is the first period of a game I played against England because all 3 goals were scored in the first period. I figured you wouldn't want to watch a 30-minute gameplay with, nothing really going on, so I just did the first period, and then we go into shootout, and I cut out the first parts of the shootout where nobody scores, and we get right into it. So, NHL 98 was released on October 23rd, 1997. I would have been 8 and a half at the time. It was developed by EA Canada, published by EA Sports, and was released on Sega Saturn, PC, PlayStation 1, and Sega Genesis. So, it was actually one of the last games to be released by EA Sports in 16-bit, I guess, however you word that. And it was also the last hockey game to feature Mario Lemieux because he retired in the 96-97 season. And he was featured in and on the cover of roughly half. Ooh, that should have gone in. Half the games. So this game, I had this PlayStation 1 back in the day. I didn't get it right away. I think I got it in like 2000, because 2000 was like I don't know. I had this weird habit of getting games like a year or two after they had come out. And so I picked it up and I loved it. It was fun. I was getting into hockey at the time. This was, I didn't really have a team, so I was just, because my dad doesn't watch hockey, so I was trying to just get into hockey because a lot of my friends were into hockey, and very popular here in Columbus before the Blue Jackets, whereas the Avalanche and the Red Wings were very popular around these parts, and so I was just trying to find a team that wasn't either of those teams. Basically, this game is just flat out fun. I love to just run and hit people and turn off energy and stamina and all that and just build teams like this one. This is an all-star team that I made that's not really the best team because I have defenders playing on the front line and front line people playing on the defense because setting up the rosters is not my forte. And I recorded this about a month ago, so it's been sitting in my I guess on my hard drive for about a month. But it creates some interesting situations. Like, actually, Chris Chelios gets, I think, 2 goals, maybe, without spoiling it. And there you can see I've got, centers and linemen playing front. And here I go to try to fix it, and then I cut away to me trying to fix my lines, but it didn't really work. So, and then there I'm offside. But I like fast-paced hockey games, and I like these controls, actually. These controls are a lot better than the ones of the 2004 era because here, X is pass, circle is shoot. I don't have to deal with moving the stick to try to score and dealing with height and where I want it to go in the goal. I can just shoot it in 10% of the time, and here's a fight. So a fight breaks out, and I get absolutely one hit. I don't even know what the fuck happened, but he just nailed me in the face. That wasn't really a fight. That was a one-hit TKO. But yeah, so he gets hit and drops. But I totally forget. The controls. NHL 98 just has simple controls, and it's something I like. And you don't get a whole lot of that in other games where the old games have better controls because they try to refine them and whatnot. But I like the old X is pass, circle is shoot for NHL. Now Madden, it's not as much fun or not as easy or whatever, but for NHL it definitely serves its purpose. Without a doubt, it serves its purpose, and I wouldn't want it any other way, to be honest. So with the game here, I'm also playing England. They're the worst team in NHL 98. I did that because I hadn't played in, I don't even remember how long it's been since I last played this game. But I do own it now. I do own a lot of my Reminiscing with Shady games. And so, I just picked the best players and put them on this team. And we're going to try to win the game. And So I have some of the guys that are probably going to be in the Hall of Fame: Eric Lindros, Joan LeClaire, Brendan Shanahan, Keith Kachuk, Theo Fleury. I believe Gretzky's on the team, but he's not playing because this is one of his last years, and they didn't rate him very high. He's probably only like an 80 or a 70 out of whatever. His bar is not full because they didn't really have numbers back in these days. They had bars and guesstimations. Steve Yzerman, Peter Forsberg is on the team. Dominic Hasek, Patrick Roy. I don't even remember who all else. Chris Chelios, I'm sure he'll be in the Hall of Fame. Jaromir Jagr, who retired a few years back. I'm trying to remember who else I have on the team. I have a bunch. Paul Correa's on the team. I have just a all-star team basically. But it is what it is, and I keep wanting to spoil the inning for you guys, but I'm not going to do that. There's Sundin. I can't remember his first name off the top of my head, and I can get scored on right there, and that pissed me off a little bit. But don't those British uniforms kind of look like the old American ones? Just saying. So, I play this game, have a lot of fun replaying it. I encourage anyone to pick up any of these games, really, but this game is a lot of fun to play because it's just nonsense fun, and you don't get that a lot with today's, I guess, upscale, classy games. Oh, there's Al McGinnis. He's really good, and he just scored off the face-off. What a dude. What a guy. Yes, he just scored off the face-off. A defender, nonetheless, scoring off the face-off. I don't really know how to play. I suck at this game. That's fine, but, I'm sure I'll get a lot of that, too. I don't even do line changes. It's all CPU line changes and everything like that. So I'm not going to even deal with any of that nonsense. But really, I want to give you guys a feel for this game. So there's I think a minute or so left in this particular period. Actually, there's 2 minutes according to the thing, but I cut out the end of it for some reason. I don't remember. I think the data was corrupted. But I want to let you guys get a feel for the game, listen to the announcer. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to come back for overtime.
He's flattened by Deadmarsh. Dixon moves it on across to Osborne. Shoots, saved by Billington. Knight passes ahead to Corey. He passes, gives it to Osborne. McInnes shoved by Bentley. 1:13 left in the period. He passes. That's offside. Lindros gets possession off the draw. Shot by Chelios. Billington saves. O'Brien headman pass to Hobson.
1 minute left in the first period.
McInnes shoots the puck across to Hobson. Only 30 seconds to go. Correa steals the pass. Brodeur, short pass, plays the puck to Chelios. 10 seconds to go. Billington makes a nice save. T to Cleve. And that's the end of the first period.
So after the first period was over, nothing really happened. The English scored on us again, and they scored 1 goal here on us in the shootout. And you just watched Chris Chelios score our first goal in the shootout. So I decided that since the game ended in a tie, I wouldn't want to end you guys on a tie because a tie is like kissing your sister. And I don't have any hot sisters, but it is what it is. So I decided to do this fuckery and try to beat them in a shootout. And I'm not very good, but 1-1 all tied up. And that's their last shooter. So with my final shooter, here we got Brendan Shanahan taking the shot. And let's see what happens here. The suspense, I'm sure, is killing you all. And I score. And I win. And again, this has been, episode 19 of Reminiscing with Shady. I'm your host and video maker, Shadylikeatree. Look at that skill. Look at that, right by him. You can't touch me, buddy. Get off me, bro. Get off me. So this has been Reminiscing with Shady, episode 19, NHL 98. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you next time.